Good morning, scholars, and welcome to day 4 of Journeys. Today we're going to review all of our vocabulary words again. We're going to review the vocabulary strategy, and then we're going to do something new, and we're going to look at the paired text. Once we look at the paired text, we are going to compare that text with our anchor text. What I want you guys to do right now is I want you to match each word with the correct meaning. We have consistent, positive, peculiar, mood, talent, advanced, properly, mention, comfort, and intense. I want you guys just to take a look at the words and then the meaning. I want you to match them. I'm going to give you about another 20 seconds to look at the word and the meaning and match them. And then we'll go over the answers. All right, let's take a look at our answers. Consistent, you should have matched with made up of, which was the letter E. Positive, you should have matched with the letter D, meaning sure. Peculiar means strange. You should have matched that with the letter A. Mood means the way a person feels, so you should have matched that with the letter B. Talent means an ability to do something well, so you should have matched that with the letter C. Advanced means more highly developed or skilled, so that should have been matched with the letter I. Properly should have been matched with correctly or in the right way, the letter H. Mention should have been matched with say, or the letter G. Comfort should have been matched with make someone feel better, or the letter J. And intense should have been matched with plans to do so, the letter F. Great job, scholars. All right, now we're going to do a little vocabulary skill review. So I want you to take a look at this. If you have a piece of paper in front of you, just like when we did with the vocabulary words, and you want to jot down your answers, that's fine. If you want to just raise your hand when we go over it, that's also fine. So you're going to match the words on top with the corresponding number. So, for example, do not agree, that meaning would be disagree. So you would put disagree there. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to about 50 seconds to jot down your answers for this. All right, now let's take a look at our answers and what we came up with. Okay, start again, meaning restart, not safe or unsafe, not happy or unhappy, play again or replay, not known, meaning unknown, not able or unable, to wind again or rewind, not sure, meaning unsure, and opposite of appear is disappear. Okay, now let's take a look at our paired text. Our paired text for this lesson number 1 is called Because of Bookends. Because of Bookends is an informational text. and our text focus are going to be graphs. I want to first review what an informational text is. An informational text is our genre, meaning this, because of Bookends, is a magazine article. So that is a type of informational text. It's a text that gives information. It gives facts and examples about a topic. Graphs, we have a graph or a diagram that shows amounts or numbers of things, and then we have a bar graph. A graph that uses bars to compare amounts or numbers of things. So those are the two graphs that we're going to be working with today. Okay? Listen as I read the paired text. Because of Bookends by John Corba. Think about what you're doing right now. You're learning something new. How are you doing it? You're reading a book. You learn all kinds of things from books. Things that are fun or important or even peculiar. Books can make you smile and can comfort you when you're sad. What if you didn't have this book or any books? An 8-year-old boy named Brandon once thought about that. And then he had a great idea. Now I see a heading. Our heading is A Little Boy's Big Idea. One day in 1998, Brandon Keefe was home from school with a cold. His mother, Robin, had to go to a meeting, so she took Brandon with her. The meeting was at a place called Holly Grove in Los Angeles, California. Holly Grove is a community organization for children and families. At the meeting, Brandon played in the corner. The adults were in a serious mood. They wanted to buy books for the children's center, but they didn't have much money. Brandon thought about this. He was positive he could use his problem-solving talent to help. The next day, Brandon was back at school. His teacher talked to the class about helping the community and asked for ideas. Brandon told the class about the children's center and its need for books. Then he announced his idea to hold a giant book drive. Brandon's class organized the book drive. Soon, donations of new and used books poured in. Teams of volunteers, which consisted of students, teachers, and administrators from the school, collected and sorted the books. Meanwhile, Brandon did not mention this project to his brother. Then one day, Robin drove to school to pick up Brandon. He was waiting in the driveway with a great surprise. 847 books for the new library. That was one of the best days of my life, said Brandon. And if you look right below that picture, you can see a little caption, and that says, "Not all children's libraries are as well stocked as this one." That's where Bookends comes in. Bookends is born. We have another heading. Robin knew there were many places that needed children's books. She saw that Brandon's idea could help them too. So she started an organization called Bookends. Bookends helps school kids set up book drives and get the books to children who need them. Since 1998, Bookends volunteers have donated more than 1 million books to more than 300,000 children. Brandon is an adult now. He is still involved with Bookends and intends to stay involved. You can do it too. Here's another heading. Do you and your schoolmates have many books that you'll never read again? Then your school might want to hold a book drive. Step 1. Find a place that needs books. Step 2. Collect books that are still in a good shape. Step 3. Sort the books properly by reading level. You don't want children to get books that are too easy or too advanced. And step 4. Deliver your books and watch the smiles appear. Now, if you look at the bottom of that page, you see what we call a bar graph. And the title of that bar graph is A Sample of Bookends, Book Drives from 2005 to 2007. The school, which is on the left-hand side, our first school on top, it says Bay Laurel. They donated 5,500 books. Beverly Vista, our second school, donated 4,000 books. El Marino, our third school, donated 2,200 books. Hawthorne, our fourth school, donated 3,600 books. Palisades Elementary School, our fifth school, donated 1,700 books. And our last and final school, Warner, donated 3,600 books. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. Our first question is, what does Bookends do? I'll give you about 30 seconds to turn and talk. Or think quietly in your head. All right. What Bookends does is it helps kids organize book drives so they can donate books to other kids who need them. Our second question, what does the bar graph show? The bar graph at the bottom of the page, on page 38, shows the number of books donated by 6 different schools between 2005 and 2007. And it also shows how many books each school individually donated. Now what you guys are going to do is you're going to do a writing response where you're going to compare both texts that we've read between day 1 and day 4 today. So you're going to compare Because of Bookends, which is an informational text, and then you're going to compare Because of Winn-Dixie, which is a realistic fiction text. What is going to happen now is I'm going to leave this page open on the screen for about 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes, you guys all have access to your Journeys books, okay? And you have your knowledge of the books. What you're going to do is you're going to compare actions. The question that you're going to answer is, how do the characters in Because of Winn-Dixie and the student in Because of Bookends help others? So how do the characters in Because of Winn-Dixie and how does the character in Because of Bookends, how do they help others? While you're writing your response on a piece of paper, I want you to provide text evidence and write in a couple of sentences. And write in complete sentences. I don't want one sentence. I don't want two. I want a couple of complete sentences. And don't forget to restate your answer, or restate the question, I'm sorry. All right? So you're going to have about 10 or so minutes to answer this response on a separate sheet of paper. And then once you're done with that, you and your teacher are going to go over your writing responses as a class, and then you'll go to small group.